So this kid maintained straight as the entire spring semester while being high every single day. Every single day. Nobody caught on. Not his professors, not his friends, not his family. But then one car ride with his dad changed everything. Here's what happened. Before we get into this, make sure you hit that like button and subscribe. We drop new wild stories every single day, and you do not want to miss what's coming. All right, now let's go. Let me tell you about the person who had their vaping phase at 20 years old, as a junior in college, while studying music history like a scholar. Because most people got their rebellious phase out of the way in high school, right? 16, 17, doing dumb stuff in a Honda Civic behind a Wendy's. Not this one. This one waited. Saved it up. Was a straight up goody two-shoes their whole life. Never partied, never smoked, never lost a V card, drank maybe twice. And then walked into college, got assigned a roommate, and that roommate turned out to be the campus drug dealer, the connoisseur, the plug, the guy. I need you to understand the odds of that. This is a person who did nothing their whole life. Pure, untouched, a newborn lamb. And the universe went, you know what? Let's room this baby lamb with the wolf who sells the good stuff. That's not a roommate assignment, that's a setup. So of course, they picked up vaping, then the weed, and before you know it, every single day, all spring semester, high as the ceiling. Now here's the part that gets me. Because you'd expect this to be a mess, right? You expect the grades to tank, somebody calling home worried, the whole thing falling apart. Nah, this one was functional, scary functional. Did fine in the classes, kept the jobs, didn't upset a single soul. Hit it so well nobody knew. This person was out here living a double life like a little stoner secret agent. By day, dedicated music history student. By night, also a music history student, just floating 3 feet off the ground. But see, here's what they told me. And this is where it stopped being funny and started being real. They said, I still handle myself fine, but it feels different than being sober. I'm not really capable of as much mentally. I consume, I learn, it's fun, but I forget a lot. And then the line that got me, the one I keep thinking about. What's it all for? What am I trying to get away from? Okay, hold that thought. Now we got to talk about the dad. End of the semester, time to drive home. Cross country. 3 whole days in a car with dad. Now, for a lot of people, that sentence is a horror movie. 3 days trapped in a Toyota with a parent? Some of you would rather walk. Some of you are texting your therapist right now just hearing it, but not this one. Because his dad is a legend. He's an older father. Almost 70. But young at heart, sharp as a tack. And here's the thing. He watched it live. He remembers the JFK thing. He remembers Beatlemania, was there for the screaming. And music. Listen, this kid studies music history, lives it, breathes it, does it in school and for fun, and they're sitting next to a man who lived through all of it. Doo-wop, Motown, folk, rock and roll, every era, firsthand, in the passenger seat of their own memory. That's a masterclass with snacks. So for 3 days, they talked. Hours and hours. Music, history, everything. And here's the detail that matters. The one thing that changes this whole story. For 3 days straight, this person was completely sober. Not by some big dramatic decision. Just, you can't be using a vape cart while road tripping with your 70-year-old dad. There's a line, okay? Even the wolf-raised lamb has standards. And somewhere on that highway, somewhere between the Beatles story and the JFK story, something clicked. They realized they could keep up every fact, every name, every year. Locked in, sharp, present. Remembering all of it, nothing floating away. They felt like their whole brain was in the car for the first time in months. They said it made them, and I love this fall in love with being sober again, not quit forever. Not some rehab announcement, just, oh, this is what I've been trading away for a little buzz every single day. Now, and this is the part that made me laugh out loud, because life is not a movie and people are not perfect. They get home, 3 beautiful sober days, big spiritual breakthrough, fell in love with clarity, the whole thing. And the brother goes, "Want to hit off my cart?" And they said, "Yeah, sure. Listen, I'm not even mad because the epiphany and the cart can live in the same evening. Growth is not a light switch, it's a dimmer." But here's where it lands. Because right after that hit with the buzz coming back, that's when it hit different. That's when they knew. The plan wasn't never again. The plan was space it out this summer. Not every day, not on autopilot. Choose it instead of just defaulting to it. And they said, "I'm glad I had this experience before going home. Glad the dad, the highway, the moon landing, and Motown all showed up to remind them what a fully awake brain even feels like." So here's the thing. We spend so much energy chasing a way to feel a little different, a little floatier, a little further from whatever we're dodging. And sometimes the realest high in the world is 3 days in a car with somebody who loves you, telling you what it was like when the Beatles landed. The lamb got raised by a wolf, but the dad got the last word, and he didn't even know he was in the story. Turns out the best plug this whole time was sitting in the driver's seat playing Motown. Sober as a Sunday every single mile. Bro, I'm still sitting here trying to wrap my head around how he pulled that off. A whole semester straight as, and it took one car ride with his pops to blow the whole thing up. The fact that his dad could just tell immediately like that, that's wild, man. Yo, that sounds crazy.